What's going on? Man United 3, Nottingham Forest 0. Mina, what's your thoughts on the game?
Good game. That's all I can say. Like, second half, I can't remember much except for the goal, but I think first half, we kind of controlled the tempo. They were kind of getting into it last 15, 20 minutes, and I feel like this happens often in games where, like, we allow the opposition, when we go up 1-0, we allow the opposition to kind of get opportunities, get in through the back. Lindelof, first start in a while, there was quite a few times where he looked a bit shaky, but he grew into the game, and I'm kind of happy with his performance. I'll say man of the match for me, Lisandro Martinez. Like, what is
about Lisandro Martinez that you love? What is he doing here that you think, you know what, that's why he's the man of the match?
He's a World Cup winner. Let me address him correctly. If I'm going to address him, let me address him correctly. World Cup winner, Lisandro Martinez. He controls that back line.
Yep.
He leads by example. He looks at the players next to him, whether it's Malacia, whether it's Lindelof, and he talks to them. We didn't have that a lot in the past. In the last couple seasons, with our two centre backs in the back, we didn't have anybody.
Painful.
We didn't have anyone leading and controlling. And you know, even when he plays with Varane is the one that leads by example.
Yeah.
Lisandro Martinez leads by example and by communication.
Vocally.
And that's what I like. Obviously, Nottingham Forest, to them it's a big game. To us, it's just another day in the office. And
can you say that this is another day in the office?
It's not.
Considering
I'm lying.
we haven't won silverware in a very long time.
I'm lying.
This is an important game, and you look at the way the team was set up. Is this a cup that Ten Hag clearly wants to win?
Yeah, I think he thinks it's his best chance at silverware. Obviously, Europa League up against Barcelona next month. FA Cup, we've got Reading. Then if we do get past them, it will only get more difficult in the FA Cup. We've seen countless times in the last 2-3 seasons where we drop out quarterfinals, semi-finals. So Carabao Cup, with all the big clubs out, this is he thinks this is his chance at silverware.
His chance to win silverware. Again, you looked at the team today. What is the positives and negatives of today's performance, though?
We won 3-0, so I don't want to point at any negatives. Obviously, Facundo Pellistri came on 15-20 minutes left of the game, and he's still raw. He's not like Garnacho, who's I think a bit ahead in terms of his experience in first team football, but he's got something different that he offers on the right wing.
Do you think he's too soon for him to replace Anthony, or do you think?
I don't think there's talk about replacement. I think Anthony's grown into it. What Anthony even provides defending is different to what Facundo does. You saw Facundo trying to defend and then got booked for a tackle. Anthony offers a bit defensively, and even going forward, he can be frustrating at times when you want him to run at his man and he slows down and does that little ball roll and cuts in. But he works hard and he does things defensively that, you know, Facundo, for example, wasn't doing. And I'm not going to be harsh on Facundo because I think he had a good cameo. He put a ball into the box in his first 5 minutes.
Yeah.
We didn't see that quite often during the game. And he's just raw and he's going to learn. And I want him to learn. Obviously, there's talks of him going on loan, maybe even leaving. But I think he needs to develop.
Do you reckon he should go on loan? Or
it's interesting because we've got so many different wingers and different profiles. Like that right-hand side, we've got Anthony. Then we've got Sancho, who's returning back. We've got Elanga. We've got him. We've got Bruno, who even Ten Hag likes to play on that right-hand side when he's playing something different.
Yeah.
So it's interesting to see where he comes in. But I do think he had a good cameo in terms of, you know, the number of minutes he had at a young age.
I want to get your thoughts on Weghorst as well, because again, you said something I'm really happy about. I think the people watching need to know as well. What's your thoughts on Weghorst anyway?
Someone said that, you know, his first goal is like, you know, Gakpo ain't scored.
Gakpo ain't scored again.
Someone said it. It wasn't me though.
But again, it's where facts. End of the day, Gakpo still hasn't scored, but Weghorst has scored. Yeah. Imagine it's a Burnley reject. Then
no, but let's focus on Weghorst, innit? Forget Gakpo.
We need to look down the camera and just again, Liverpool fans in the mud, fam, because right now don't even know what's going on. I don't know what's going on with Gakpo right now.
This ain't the Gakpo show.
I'm just saying, Munya, get your act together, fam. Anyway, carry on.
Let's focus on Weghorst. I think he's grown into his role. Yeah. When he started against Palace, people are getting frustrated. They don't know what to expect. But I think today's game showed us what to expect from him. That physicality. He's playing with his back to goal, easily shielding off defenders. You saw it with that little one-touch play that he did when Anthony got through.
Yeah.
And we saw it multiple times. Not only that is, he leads the defence from the front. And he does it well. Yeah. He's always, even when, you know, their centre-backs were passing out to the central midfielder, he was dropping in, putting out a foot. He's so tall, with long legs, he can put a foot out and probably get the ball. And he was doing it quite often today. Obviously, he got his goal.
Was he getting his service today?
He wasn't, I don't think, they were trying to cross it in quite occasionally, I think, but they weren't beating the first man or it was over hit, under hit. Obviously, it's just not something that they've probably practiced much. But one thing I will say is that his physicality and his presence opens up space for quite a few players.
Yeah.
And I think people like, if Anthony was to utilize that, or Rashford and Bruno and whatnot, they'll benefit from that. I really think they'll benefit from that. I think the biggest thing that he does is that pressing. That pressing that he does, that's the first form of attack. I think pressing is the first form of attack, because once you do the pressing and you get the ball, bam, you're gone.
It's done.
And that's what he was doing today.
Well, anyway, as we move on, we're semi-final. I think it's secure. Wembley, big day out. Can we do it? Can we win this cup? Do you think we're going to win it?
Yes. Yeah, I think we will.
Solid. What's your thoughts on Rashford, though?
Oh, Rashford is on form right now. How many goals is it? 18?
It's a mad.
It's 18 goals all comps.
This is mad. Is he stepping into world class territory form?
Okay,
is he stepping into world class territory form? I'm just saying world class territory. I'm not calling it world class.
Save the recklessness for your fan cam. Save it for your fan cam.
Yeah.
I will say he's world class when he does it on a consistent basis, season after season. But we're seeing what Rashford's capable of. I think last season the difficulties that he had, obviously, then getting dropped from the England squad, then going to the World Cup and getting some poverty minutes in my eyes, which he deserved better. Him and Saka were probably the two best outlets that England had. Then to come back and hit the ground running straight after the World Cup, he's scored in every game except for the Palace game midweek.
Casemiro said he's moving like he's world class though. I'm just a lowly guy myself, but Casemiro has won a lot of Champions Leagues and he's seen it all. He's won the lot. You know what I mean? Is that Man United's never going to stop. So if Casemiro can say that, he could be world class, why can't you see it?
For me, being world class is on a consistent basis.
Okay.
And obviously this season, Rashford is doing it. If he continues into next season and picks up the form and continuously leads by example, then people can call him world class. But for a kid who burst on the scene, 17 years old, I knew he was destined.
Never coached.
He was destined for greatness.
Never coached.
He came from the academy team as a raw product. For good 7 years, he was continuing as a raw product. Benny McCarthy has clearly been working with him a lot.
And Ten Hag,
100%. Because today's goal, for example, he's confident. He's in the he celebrates like this. He's in the right mind state right now. He's in the right mind state, and he dribbled through two defenders, and the ball came onto his left foot. He didn't try to run a bit more and shoot with his right foot. Bam, he hit it with his left foot immediately, and he's become more confident. We've seen him score with his left foot at the World Cup. We've seen him score a few left-footers this season, and it just shows how confident he actually is. And just with the right coach, with the right players around him, with the right mindset, I genuinely think that celebration he's doing is just saying
he's reminding himself,
he's reminding himself to keep in the right mind state.
He's happy at home. The guy's happy at home. And as you say, Fergie always had this thing about players getting married and settling down and just staying out of trouble so they can just focus on football. And you can see that with him focused totally on football, we're getting the result. Because I think this player, what Bruno said is this player's always been there. Would you agree and say this player's always been there?
It's been there. It just had to come out. It just literally, and I think, like you said, he's never been coached. The right coaching, the right staff, the people who want him to flourish. Like Benny McCarthy obviously came in as a striker coach. And that's what he's been doing. I genuinely feel like probably the first entire part of pre-season, he was probably just working with Rashford. With Rashford. And he even said, Rashford said he's been working on his left foot, he's been working on his headers, he's been working on making better decisions. Because there's times where, he dribbles when he should pass, and there's times where he passes when he could dribble. And today we saw a perfect example. He had the opportunity to dribble. He went for it. Bam, left foot finish. He's performing, man.
Listen, we're moving mad. 3-0. You're saying we're going to win the cup. We see what happens. You're saying that Rashford's world class. Thank you. We move. Till next time. Peace.